Do you want to tell people what it is you sent me?
So this is a Buzzfeed quiz to determine just how privileged you are. I already know my score, but I kind of wanted to go over this.
Okay.
So that
this is great.
It just as a fun way to talk about who we are in our backgrounds.
Oh, wonderful, great. So, how should we begin?
So I'll just start reading them off, and then you tell your answers, I'll tell my answers.
Okay, and should I check them as we go?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So,
this is so funny.
All the statements that apply to you.
Okay.
I am white.
Okay, that's me.
White?
Okay, I'm white.
I am not white. I am. I guess I mostly describe myself as mixed race.
Okay.
Or Middle Eastern. People often ask me, "Where are you from?" And then
you're like United States.
Yeah, I'm like Maryland. I grew up in one house in Maryland. I spent 17 years, the first 17 years of my life, in one house in Maryland.
Legit in one house. Yeah.
And they're like, no, but where are you really from?
It's so people. I mean, people don't know that what they're trying to ask is what is your ethnicity, or I mean, I guess they just think where do you come from? It's like she's like, you're all legit all American.
I am, yeah.
Like I grew up more outside the country than you did because you were so isolated and in one place. I at least spent 3 years in England.
Yeah, I have spent a total of 5 weeks abroad.
Yeah. Okay, well, moving on from that, what's the next one?
I have never been discriminated against because of my skin color.
Okay, I don't think that I have, so I didn't check that.
I have, although the person who discriminated against me it more inconvenienced her than it inconvenienced me. So, yeah, I have been. Next question. I have never been the only person of my race in a room.
Okay, I definitely have, and I was today. So I'll leave that there. So I don't check that, because that's I have never. Yeah.
I have never been mocked for my accent.
Okay, I have, and that was a former friend of mine who I worked on the show, Annika. If you listen to the word, you knew Annika. And she said that I enunciated.
I have a really nice accent. Everyone always compliments me on it.
Yeah, it's very, standard and kind of soothing.
It is. I have never been told that I am attractive, quote, for my race.
I don't think I've been told that, no. I think I'm just told I'm attractive, period. So,
I'm just ugly. I have never been a victim of violence because of my race.
And that is true, so I will check that. Okay.
I definitely have been. Yeah, I have had knives pulled on me and shit. It has not been pretty.
Because of your Middle Eastern appearance?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, that's awesome.
Yep.
Great, okay.
I have never been called a racial slur is the next one.
Yeah, I don't think I have.
Oh, I have. I've been so many times.
Okay.
And what's most annoying is when people call me the wrong.
Oh my god, that's great.
Because, apparently people have a really hard time figuring out where I'm from. People ask me all the time, where are you from? Where are you really from? And so I have tried out a bunch of different answers,
Yeah.
Because I get asked this a lot. So, I've tried different answers. I will say Lebanon, or I will say...
Oh my god, I love that you've inserted different answers. You gotta fuck with them one time and say Western China one day.
That would be so fun. But yeah, I insert different answers. The answer that most people tell me answer that makes people stop asking questions the most is actually Pakistani.
Really?
Yes.
Okay,
I've
that's
had a
not what
lot
I
of
would...
people be like, "Oh yeah, I can totally see that with the facial features." And then,
I think you look like Northern Iranian.
yeah, that is more accurate to what I
Yeah.
actually look
Like
like.
maybe
I think that used to be
Azerbaijani
my
or something
dad,
like that.
but he is much darker than me.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay,
My
moving
mom is
on.
pretty white. So, to the next one. I have never been told I, quote, sound white.
I have, and that's because I am white, and I do sound white. So there we go.
I don't remember ever being told that, but I probably have been. Because I do. So, I'll check it out. A stranger has never asked to touch my hair or asked if it is real.
Well, okay. No one ever asked it, but my sister said my hair looked like a wig. She's a mean bitch. But that doesn't count, so I'm gonna leave it unchecked.
People grab my hair and pull it and
Why?
Like, I don't know. According to my mom, who is a huge liar, they'd never seen somebody my color before, but my mom is a huge liar, and fuck if I know.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust your mom.
Next one is I am heterosexual.
Okay, no.
Neither am I.
Okay, yep, we're about the least heterosexual group you could assemble.
Yeah, I am like militantly asexual. I'm kind of asexual, but it would be a great idea to just get rid of sexuality.
This is fuck the gay agenda. This is the asex agenda. Militant.
Militant, yes. Yeah.
God, that's gonna end up on the 700 club, whatever it's called, soon. The gay agenda has succeeded, and now we have the specter of a new one. These people have the wrong sex, but these people don't have it at all, and that's wrong too.
I bet that would really scare the crap out of Pat Roberts.
Oh my God, he would be like, "What in God's tarnation?" You know?
And then, I don't know if you've ever seen the Muslim Pat Robertson, Adnan Akhtar.
Oh, no. No, I did not know there was a Muslim Pat Robertson.
Oh my God, I need to show you pictures of his...
Does he look like Pat Robertson?
No, he looks Turkish.
Oh, but he just occupies the same cultural place, sort of?
Yeah.
And I am ashamed to say that, I did not have TV when I was living in my third world conditions in Jacksonville. So I've come back to TV, and initially when I'm exposed to TV, I binge and watch all sorts of weird things. I'll admit I watch Christian TV from time to time. Even just today I was watching some fucking dumb sermon. They're also, I don't know why I do these things, but you give me access to cable TV and I make super irresponsible choices. But I did, believe it or not... and that was Sophia sending me the Muslim Pat Robertson. Believe it or not, I have watched... Oh, that's not the Muslim Pat Robertson. What is this?
These are his bimbos.
What?
Pat Robertson always has a woman who is on his show who he talks down to.
Yes.
These are Muslim Pat Robertson's ones.
You've got to be kidding me.
Bimbos.
No. No.
I'm totally serious.
No. Hold on. They look like sex dolls. These are not real people.
Oh, yes, they are. And they are on his show all the time. And all they ever do is laugh.
They're on his religious show?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I know.
It's like almost a parody. Because yeah, they have like blondes and to an extent attractive women, and Fox News is even more exaggerated with pretty women with a conservative, even retrogressive or anti-feministic message. But this is, I'm sure in Turkey, especially because it's becoming more hard line and more really almost fatalistically Islamist these days. I'm sure people are kind of like, why are these girls presented in this way in this religious show, right?
Yeah, he talks about that. He does. He says, "Oh, and they'll never accept me as the Mahdi because I sit here with all these scandalous
Wait, he thinks that he's the Mahdi.
Yes.
Okay, so why does anyone watch him? People actually believe this.
A lot of books, which are mostly just rip-offs of Ken Hovind.
Who is that?
Oh, creationist.
A Christian or a Muslim creationist?
Creationist.
Oh my god.
We'll go into this.
Oh my god. I know this is audio, so you can't see this, but these people, especially the two in the front, look, and I know what the modern sex dolls look like, and they are shockingly fake looking. These women are shockingly plastic looking. Excuse me. Real, it's called, no, these days it's called real, or cyber skin. That's what it is. They look cyber skin.
And you know what he does with them? He has them
use them as sex dolls.
So he can blackmail them.
Wait, I'm sorry, say that again?
He has these sex doll looking women go have sex with men so he can blackmail those men.
Wait, and people just generally know this?
Yep.
I mean,
he's been arrested and accused of it before. Yep. He's
been arrested?
Yep.
So he's not mainstream, I'm guessing.
Oh, no, he is. He is.
Okay, so that explains a lot of why Turkey is so crazy these days.
Uh-huh.
Okay, you know what? Made a lot more sense. I was like, it can't just be Erdogan. It's gotta be more. No, there's more. But yeah. Oh my god. Okay. Jesus Christ. I mean, Mahdi. Okay, let's go. Let's continue. Next one.
Next one is, I have never lied about my sexuality.
I have. Lied.
I definitely have.
Okay.
I never had to, quote, come out.
I've had to do that bunches of times. So.
Me too. I never doubted my parents' acceptance of my sexuality.
In 2005, my mother equated homosexuality to Islamist terrorism. So yes.
Yay! I never doubted that my parents always hated me.
Nonetheless, with no conditions.
Sexuality, religion, it didn't matter. It just hated me. I have never been called a fag.
I have, and it was mostly from myself, but I'm not including that. I'm including the one time, fairly recently, this homeless guy was just muttering like the fags are controlling the world or something. I don't know. Something pretty dumb.
I basically live on the internet, so
I know you get the full troll culture all the time.
Yes.
Full troll immersion is your life.
Yep. Next one is, I have never been called a dyke.
Okay, I haven't, because that would kind of be stupid and inapplicable.
I have, by my mom.
Oh, God.
She made me sign up for... She didn't even make me sign up. She signed me up for softball, right? When I was 13.
Uh-huh.
And then as I'm playing softball, she's like, oh, you're such a dyke playing softball.
Oh, my God.
The fuck? This wasn't even my idea.
And you were 13 and she called you a dyke. And you're asexual. You're like, no, Mom, actually, I'm not. I am not a trench filled with water. Thank you very much. Or
I have never been called a fairy or any other derogatory slur for homosexuals.
So, well, this question is a bit redundant, but yeah, so I have been called some names, just a little bit.
Yep.
So, no checky for that.
Next one is, I have never tried to hide my sexuality.
I have, so no.
Since I found out that asexual was a thing, I really haven't, but I didn't find out that asexual was a thing until my 20s.
Mm-hmm.
And so until then, I just had to, kind of make do, so I guess yes.
Mm-hmm.
I had to play the street part. Next one is, I am always comfortable with personal display, or what do you call it? Public displays of affection with my partner in public.
No, that's something I don't have a partner, and I've never been in a long-term relationship, but when I am on dates, it's something that I am not. I'm still very cautious about it, even in liberal atmospheres. It's one of the few hang-ups that I really do have.
Yeah, and I don't have a partner, and I don't want a partner.
Do you want one of these sex doll women? Because they seem unhuman.
Yeah, they do. They just. Oh my god, they weird me out.
They look cyber skin.
They do. They really do.
Okay.
Next one is, I have never pretended to be, quote, just friends with my significant other.
No, I have with guys I've been dating or been fucking. Yeah. Oh yeah, let's tell it like it really is. Most of the time it's not actually dating. Let's be real.
Let's see. My ex-husband, but we were just friends.
Wow, you know, that's...
I've never been ostracized by my religion for my sexual orientation.
No, syncretic, pagan, new age, Quakerism has never ostracized me.
I have been ostracized by Muslims, actually, yeah, and Jews. But the Muslims are the funniest, because they will send me dick pics.
What? Oh my god, and you know...
About my being asexual and not wanting sex. They'll be like, oh my god, you're so perversion, and why are you like this? You will burn in hell. Also, here's a picture of my penis. I think it'll turn you straight.
So stupid. I mean, I can't even laugh at that because it's so dumb.
It's so dumb.
And they're sending it to the wrong place. They meant to send it to me, obviously, because I appreciate them, especially Middle Eastern ones. But yeah, okay, moving on.
Next one is, I have never been told that my sexuality is, quote, just a phase.
Well, we skipped burning in hell.
Oh, sorry. I've never been told I would burn in hell for my sexual orientation.
No, I've been told that I'd burn in hell for just not being Christian, but it's never been my sexual orientation, so I can check that.
I probably have been. Because, like I said, I get dick pics from people who think they'll turn me straight. Yeah, because the one thing that I was lacking in my life was seeing a picture of your penis.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's so different from all the other ones out there. Freely available on the internet.
Yeah, it's like I never stopped to consider the possibility that maybe if I just saw the right penis.
Exactly. It would be love at first sight.
Yep. I just fall in love with that penis and get over all of my like hatred of sexuality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally. So what's the next one?
Just a phase.
Just a phase. I've never been told that my sexuality is just a phase.
Well, I've never been told it, but I think the only thing is I overheard my mom say to my dad that it was, or something like that. So I've never been told it directly, no.
Yeah, I've definitely been told it. So, let's see. Hang on, let me just move my video game character. Her inventory is full, so I want to move her to this city. I've been leveling her up as we've been talking. I had one character leveling her. I had the stronger character because I made a new one because I need a shop alt. But you can't open a shop until you're level 30. So I've been leveling her up. Alright, she's in town now. So the next one. I have never been violently threatened because of my sexuality.
I have not. I don't think. No.
I have been sexually abused. Not necessarily for my sexuality.
So I guess you would check that too.
Yeah. Next one is, I am a man.
I am a man, so I checked that.
I am not.
Okay.
Next one is, I feel comfortable in the gender I was born at.
And I've checked that.
I have a great sense of gender apathy.
Yeah, I can understand
Maria
that.
is trans, and I've known her since before she started to transition, and she was always so uncomfortable with her sexuality and stuff, or with her gender identity and everything. And one of her big complaints was, "Oh, men are always expected to put out," and like, it's not as big a deal as you're making it out to be. But anyway.
Oh my god. Because you're just like, sexuality,
Yep. But yeah, I had female slapped on my birth certificate. I have a feeling I'm probably intersex. The doctors say, yeah, that does make sense of your symptoms.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of medical conditions that are consistent with being somewhere on the intersex spectrum. But they said that the insurance wasn't going to cover doing the tests because I'm not an infant.
So do you feel comfortable in your intersex gender?
Yeah.
Okay, so check the box. More privilege for you. You intersex. You intersex. Luxuriant. I don't know why that's the noun that came to my mind was luxuriant. What the fuck? You high on your hog, intersex with all your privilege.
They're asking if I still identify as female, which I kind of don't. I identify more as intersex femme.
Yeah. Okay. So I was born as. So I don't know. Whatever. I mean, you can choose whatever for that one.
Next one. I still identify as the gender I was born in. No, I don't. I identify more as intersex.
And I do. So I checked that.
Next one is I have never tried to change my gender.
I've never tried to change my gender. I've just sort of at times I've had what is approached to, like you said, gender apathy, but I've always been outwardly male gendered. But internally, at times at times I feel very masculine, but at times, I mean, I do have such a strong feminine side to me. And it's very influential, but it's never, what did you say?
I said, that's because you're a fag.
Exactly. Well, yes, that's because I'm a fag. But it's like right over that 50%. It's like 51%, and that's the fag line. Like Mason-Dixon line, but it's like in the for repurposed. But yeah, but I've never tried to change my gender, but I have gender apathy sometimes because I think that's the most important thing? I don't think that being called a girl or being called feminine is an insult. But I've never tried to change my gender, so I checked that box.
I have never tried to change it, but I just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
People gender me male sometimes online, and I'm like, okay, whatever.
You're like, okay, will it help me?
Yeah, I'm just like, who gives a shit? Rhea, again, was saying that I could probably transition to being male pretty well. And I was like, yeah, but I just don't give a shit.
Yeah, it's like, that's a lot of work. And the thing is, it's like, for her, it's like gender is of such great importance. And I feel like for you, it's just like you don't see the issue.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have no idea how few shits I give.
I know, exactly. And it's so interesting because your journeys and your lives are just so different,
Yep.
Yeah.
Next one is, I've never been denied an opportunity because of my gender.
I have absolutely been denied opportunities in a lot of the dreams that I have in terms of what I've wanted to do in sex work. I feel like if I was a female, or if I was a trans girl, they call them TS in the industry, I would absolutely be able to get into pornography, whereas I was unable to break in the attempts that I tried. Also, if I was a female, I believe I'd be able to become a stripper or a feature dancer. And I would be able to pursue those avenues more fruitfully, as well as phone sex. Yeah. So yes.
Yeah, I've definitely been denied opportunities, mostly by my parents, because of my gender.
Yeah, which was supremely important to them.
Yep. Next one is, I make more money than my professional counterparts of a different gender.
Well, I make $2 an hour, so I'm not going to say I make more money than anyone. So,
and I'm on disability, so.
Yeah. So I
make the least
don't.
money.
Yeah, I think let's just move on from that.
I've never felt unsafe because of my gender.
No, I've never felt unsafe because
I
of
have.
a man.
That's, again, mostly because of my parents.
Yeah, exactly.
Next one is, I have never been catcalled.
I wish I got catcalled.
I have been catcalled. Yeah.
And you don't even want it.
I don't even want it. It makes me annoyed.
Well, with most recipients of catcalling, that seem to not want it. Yeah.
Yep. The next one is, I have never been sexually harassed or assaulted.
Now, I just feel like I have. I just don't remember it, but I don't actually remember it, so I probably can't.
You're repressing it.
I think yes. So I feel like I cannot check it because I don't even remember, and I don't even know, and I have no evidence that I was.
And then the next one, I definitely have been.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. The next one is, I have never been raped.
To my knowledge, I have not. Would I like to have been? Consensual non-consent, yes. It's a fantasy of mine.
Yeah, that's an interesting kind of.
That's quite a privileged fantasy.
Yep.
Do you think they'll pick that up on this very perceptive quiz?
Yeah.
By Rega Jai? Whatever that is. Okay.
Next one, I work in a salaried job.
Yeah, I get a stipend. Nope.
I like I said earlier, I'm disabled, so my family and I have never lived below the poverty line.
Living right there now, so nope.
Right there with you. Next one is, I don't have any student loans.
Now that is true. I do not. Thankfully, I have no student loans. Thank you, Buddha, Zeus, Thor, Odin, Set.
And that's also true of me. I don't have any student loans. That's mostly because I had a very wealthy grandmother who paid my way through college.
Okay.
I was very lucky.
And actually, my great-grandmother contributed to my college, too. She was an early working woman in the 1920s.
So was my grandmother. My grandmother, even though we are the same age, my grandmother is a lot older. Because my grandmother was born in 1917.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Wow! See, that's around when my great-grandmother was born.
Yeah, my grandmother had her first kid when she was 33, and she had my dad when she was 36, and then my
See,
dad
in my
had me when he
family,
was 36.
people were having babies early. Not West Virginia early, but like 20, which is unimaginable to me. Yeah.
My other grandmother, though, is much younger. So she's actually old enough, or she's actually young enough to have been my paternal grandmother's daughter.
Oh my God.
Which is like my paternal grandmother.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's very interesting. But my mom is a lot younger than my dad, too. My mom is 9 years younger than my dad, and my dad always refers to it as he robbed the cradle, which, knowing what I know about them...
Yeah, that's very
makes
eerie.
me extremely uncomfortable.
Yeah, of course, as it should.
Yeah. So, next one. I have never gone to bed hungry.
Well, for me, that's a complicated question. Not my family accuses me of having disordered eating. They said, you don't have an eating disorder, you have disordered eating. Which sort of sounds like, you're not ugly, your face is just arranged wrong, I'm like, okay, guys. There are some days, and also this is due to what I believe is actually the diagnosis is major depression. What it was changed to with the God Squad, who was my last clinicians that I've been dealing with, that I dealt with in Jacksonville, they changed it to bipolar 2. So I guess my current status is bipolar 2. I see it more as major depression. That's what I conceive of it as. And that's what my phenomenological experience of it has been. So, that has had effects on my desire to eat at times. For many months at a time, I will not be hungry at all. For more than a year, I was unable to feel hunger. So, have I gone to bed hungry? I've definitely gone to bed without eating, and I've definitely had probably most days I don't eat enough. So I don't know whether I would check that or not.
Just whatever. It's up to you.
I'll just I don't know.
While you're deciding, I'll talk about my own experience.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, I definitely have gone to bed hungry. A lot of times it was because of my parents. Like when I was 12 years old, they decided for a matter of months to keep me on a diet of bread and water, basically. 2 slices of, whole grain bread and a bowl of very thin broth, either chicken broth or vegetable broth. And during that time, I was the same height I am now, which is 5'5". And my weight went down to 120 pounds, which sounds normal, but I have extremely wide bones, and that is not even false. That's what a lot of people say because they're fat. No, I have extremely wide bones,
Mm-hmm.
and I just do. That's just how I am. That's just how my body is made. And so even though I was only 120 pounds, you could see every one of my ribs poking out from under my skin.
It would have been so clear that you were a victim of abuse.
Yeah, and you could see almost all of my backbone, my backbone vertebrae,
Mm-hmm.
except for, towards the very top. It was very obvious that I was extremely malnourished. And the way I got out of that was I, quote unquote, confessed to my cousin that I had anorexia. She told my aunt, and my aunt was like, "Oh my God, what are you doing about her anorexia?" And so then my parents were faced with a choice: either blame my being underweight on me
Mm-hmm.
and confirm that I have anorexia, or admit that no, they are the fault.
That was very calculating of you.
Yeah, it was very calculating. And so then, because everyone else in the family was looking at my weight and wanted to make sure that I wasn't dying of starvation,
Mm-hmm.
they managed to put the pressure on my parents to make sure I gained weight again.
Okay.
But my parents didn't let any pictures be taken of me during that entire year, so I had no pictures of myself from age 12.
Okay.
They knew they were fucking up.
They did, and there were other things they did as well that indicated they knew that.
Yep. So the next one, I have never been homeless.
I have never been homeless.
I have more or less, legally homeless in the sense that, I didn't have legally home, but I have always lived with somebody.
Yeah, and even when, there were a few nights where I didn't know where I was going, I always had enough of a support network in terms of friends who would take me in. So I've never been homeless.
Yeah. So next one is my parents paid some of my bills.
Yes, absolutely. On this government stipend, I would not be able to pay my rent unless my parents supported me, in part.
And the next one is my parents pay all of my bills.
Not all of them, but definitely close.
My parents pay none of my bills because they're fucking crazy and I want nothing to do with them.
It makes sense to me.
Yep. But I'm very lucky. Here in Arizona, I get a lot of different government stipends. I have a taxi stipend where I only have to pay 30% of my taxi rides. I have my bus rides are only $2 for a full day pass.
Oh, good. Okay.
Because I'm disabled. And I get $200 a month in food stamps. I get disability, like I said before. I get money off my electric bill. It's wonderful.
I was denied for food stamps.
That sucks.
I know, I'm gonna reapply again, but it's like, seriously? It's okay. At first, they put me on, when they heard how little the AmeriCorps Vista stipend is, they put me on the fast track, and then they denied me. And I was like, okay, what the fuck? Come on, guys. But I'm going to try again now that I've moved.
Yeah. Next one is, I don't rely on public transportation.
I most certainly do.
I do too. But like I said, I get stipends on that. So. Next one is, I buy new clothes at least once a month.
At $2 an hour? Hell no.
Yeah, me neither. I bought a lot of new clothes recently because Social Security paid me a lot of money that they owed me. Next one is, I have never done my taxes myself.
Absolutely, as someone who is functionally illiterate with numbers, because of the lingering effects of my dyslexia, which they will count this as privilege. It's actually my disability, okay? You fucking Buzzfeed liberals quiz trying to reduce all this privilege to a fucking quiz. There you go.
Yeah, and I've never done my taxes myself, although I did do my parents' taxes.
What the fuck? Wow, okay.
Next one, I have never felt poor.
No, I think the past year of my life has pretty much been that, yeah.
Yeah, I certainly feel poor.
Yeah, I think so.
I've never had to worry about making rent.
I did last year before my parents picked it up. There was a short time when I was able to do it, and then quickly became clear I wasn't able to, and I didn't know if they were going to pull through. I mean, I think I knew that it was more likely, but it wasn't assured for sure. There was definitely some conflict between my mom and my dad about how much they were going to, monetarily support me, and there was a lot of unwillingness on the part of my father, from what I know.
Hang on 1 second, I'm gonna get some more water.
Okay.
Yeah, for those who don't know, I have dry mouth because of my one of my pills that I'm on.
Is it your intersex pill, you dyke?
No. It is my depression pill.
Oh, okay, I know all about that. Although I've never gotten that particular side effect from an antidepressant.
Yeah. The pill is working though, so
good. Well,
yeah, my ex-husband.
Yeah.
I had to worry for about 3 months. I had no idea where I was going to be getting the rent from, and I got an eviction notice, and
oh god,
it was a mess. But then my Social Security got approved, so my disability got approved, so yay!
Yay! Thanks, big government. Big government supports dykes.
Yay!
Oh my god, that's okay. That legit. Imagine that. Imagine that on a really basic like in big black letters on a Windows 95 color scale background on a poster on a picket. That could be a Westboro Baptist Church sign.
Yeah, that could.
Big government supports dykes.
That would be interesting.
They probably have that, actually.
They probably do.
I should post that as a status and see how many dumb people take it seriously. I'm so bad. I'm gonna get fired.
Next one. I have never worked as a waiter, barista, bartender, or salesperson.
I've worked as a salesperson. I fucking hated it.
I worked as a salesperson too. I worked at CVS.
I worked at Nordstrom and, Nordstrom, and that did not go well.
Yep. Next one. I have had an unpaid internship.
What's so interesting about asking this is people who tend to have more and more internships are people who are more well-positioned in society. Even though, like, people who have social capital get internships. So it's so, and it just proves how stupid this entire concept is of reducing these little gradients and, you're this much privilege, you're that much privilege, in this liberal attempt to try to quantify and rate people by privilege. So I think this is actually, these two are faulty questions.
Yeah, this one and the next one, I've had multiple unpaid internships. I have had multiple unpaid internships. When I was in college, I had 3 unpaid internships, which is fun.
That sounds ridiculous.
Yeah, it was. So yeah, it was so much fun. But actually, I did enjoy working there. I enjoyed working at one of them. I learned a lot at one of them. And the other one was just a drag. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Next one is I went to summer camp.
Yes, I did. And I hated it. I fought that every fucking year. I just wanted to stay home and watch Moesha and eat goldfish. That was my dream for the summer.
Your parents were like, nope, don't want to deal with this shit.
No Moesha for you.
Yeah, I did not go to summer camp. All my cousins did, but I didn't. Next one is I went to private school.
I have gone to a private school.
I was homeschooled, and my parents lied and told everyone that I was in school.
Yep.
That was fun. Next one, I graduated high school.
Yes, I did.
Again, my parents lied and paid people to say that I was in high school. So I technically have a high school diploma, but it's not like I...
Oh, God, really? Hello? Hello?
But
this is a long-ass quiz. This goes on for way too long.
I know. We're only like halfway done.
So let's... Oh, my God. Okay, so let's pick up the pace.
Okay. Next one is I went to an elite college, and the one after that is I graduated college.
So I graduated college. Are we counting elite?
While you're doing that, I will keep talking. I did graduate college. I went to UMBC.
I went to UMBC too.
Yeah.
Wait, that's not considered. Are we considering Ivy League elite?
I think so.
So no, for both of us.
I don't think a state college is elite.
Yeah, even though they're trying to act like they are. Believe me, they are.
Yeah, no, and I didn't even go to that campus. I went to a satellite campus. It didn't even have like housing. We had 8 different.
Oh, was that
schools,
Shady Grove?
Different colleges. Say what?
Was it the Shady Grove?
Yeah, Shady Grove.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I went to Shady Grove campus. And yeah, there were 8 different colleges that shared the campus, which was only 3 buildings.
Oh my!
So they didn't offer very many courses or majors there.
Okay, keep it going. Okay, what's next?
My parents paid at least some of my tuition.
Yes, for me.
My parents did not, but my grandmother did. Which again points out how stupid the quiz is.
Yeah, exactly. So you can.
I had a car in high school.
I had a car the summer after I graduated high school, so no.
I had one, but I bought it myself actually.
So again, how stupid the quiz is, but you bought it.
I bought it. It was I bought it for $3,000. It cost $5,000 to make it roadworthy.
Oh Jesus!
It was one of those shitholes.
Great.
Yeah. So. I had a car, but I bought it myself. Next one. I've never had a roommate.
I have one right now.
I have, but I drove them away pretty quickly because I'm crazy. Next one. I have always had cable.
I talk about it quite a bit. I just recently have gotten access to cable again, and I'm watching very inappropriate things like 700 Club.
I have never had cable. I didn't grow up with a TV in the house, so I kind of just don't expect TV, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, indifferent to it.
Yeah, and that's kind of becoming an outmoded, in a sense, question too. And I want to take particular umbrage with this next question, which is I've traveled internationally. Okay, I have penniless refugees that I see on a day-to-day basis who've quote-unquote traveled internationally. Are they privileged for that? Fuck no.
Right?
But they've traveled internationally. So stupid.
Yeah, I've traveled internationally. It wasn't like, I guess the last trip I did was more or less on my own, but yeah, most of them were just my parents sending me away. Get rid of me for a couple weeks. The next one, I travel internationally at least once a year.
And that would be a yes for me. My grandparents are planning a mystery surprise vacation, of which I will probably document. Sorry, I'm just getting distracted by so many of these other stupid questions down here. I don't know where we're going at the end of this year.
I do not travel internationally at least once a year. I have traveled internationally 4 times in my life. Next one, I studied abroad. I did not.
No, I did not either.
Next one is I have never skipped a meal to save money.
I have. Yeah.
You definitely have. Next one, I don't know what Sally Mae is.
So this is a question really to see if you're just well informed or not.
I think it's a dumb question because I think that they're implying that if you know what Sally Mae is, you're able to get a home loan, which is not fucking true at all. It's just that I know what it is because I was old enough in 2008 to find out about the financial crash. You know? This is just a stupid question. Next one. I spent spring breaks abroad. I did not.
Hold on 1 second. So hold on, sorry.
No problem.
I'm in the middle of trying to diffuse a mental health crisis.
Brilliant. So much fun. I did not spend spring breaks abroad. Like I said, I've traveled 4 times. I've been to Canada once, Mexico twice, and the UK once.
Okay. We need to definitely pick up the pace on this question, on this survey. Okay, so I spent spring breaks abroad. No.
Next one is I have frequent flyer miles.
I do.
I don't.
Okay, my parents are heterosexual. Correct.
My parents, I don't think they are.
Who knows with your parents?
Who knows with my parents? Yeah, but my mom. I know that she's had relationships with women, so I don't think she is, at least. My parents are both alive. I wish they weren't.
Yep, and mine are as well. And my parents are still married. They are. Mine are.
That's only because they can't testify against each other in my case. Next one, I do not have any physical disabilities.
I consider manifestations of my major depression to be very physically disabling. And actually, I think this would be more conversion disorder, which used to be known as hysteria, which was previously known as demons. So my demons oftentimes will surface and manifest in a very physical way. And I do... I had an episode of hysteria last year where I was out of work for 14 days. And it was, and actually manifested as Lyme's disease. And I had no Lyme's disease, but I had all the symptoms, except for the bite mark. But, yeah.
Yeah, I do, I have, not only do I have what you're describing, where, like, you know, I can't eat or get out of bed some days. I've also had, I got thrown out of a moving car and I landed on my feet, and so now I can't walk for more than a mile or stand on my feet for more than an hour and a half in any given week. or I'm in incredible pain. And yeah, so I've that.
Mm-hmm.
Next one, I don't have any social disabilities.
Now, this term social disabilities, I think, is ambiguous.
Yeah,
In
I
the
know. It's
clinical
like
literature, at least the stuff that I'm reading, maybe I'm way out of date, being, I don't know, the last time I read an article, academic article in psychology was maybe 3 months ago, unless it's radically changed. This could mean a couple of different things. I'm not sure exactly what they mean, but I don't think that I have any social disabilities.
I definitely have trouble with like making and keeping friends and stuff, but
Yeah.
I'm crazy, so.
Yeah. Okay.
uh,
I do have a
next,
learning disability. I have dyslexia.
I have fuck knows what, but the symptoms are consistent with severe damage to the amygdala, which just gives me so many crazy little symptoms. Um, Though I haven't had a brain scan, like my doctors keep giving me psychologist or not psychologist. What do you call it? Neurologist recommendations. But I'm not. I'm sure it would make a very interesting case study. I'm not ready to read it. Next one. I have never had an eating disorder.
I feel like I probably have.
I definitely have.
But
Although the
see, the
doctors,
thing is, it's like, are we considering that? Are we only considering that as if an official diagnosis is made, or if the symptoms are presenting themselves?
that's the thing with me too. Is we both have. I definitely have bipolar. You have depression, and it causes eating problems.
For sure, as well as the
And
medicines we take.
yeah, as well as the medicines. So yeah, it's hard to put the line of where is this an eating disorder or is this a symptom of the depression? But my doctors have called it an eating disorder, so fuck it.
And my family has, and at times I feel like it's kind of taken on a little bit of a life of its own. So I will not check that box, and certainly I won't check the next box, which is I've never been depressed.
Oh, yes.
And then
I've
after that,
definitely
I've never
I've
considered
definitely
suicide. I
considered
have
suicide.
lived months of my life at a time. And you probably have even experienced even more of this. And then I have never attempted suicide. I don't think I've ever seriously attempted suicide. I've just attempted to knock myself out.
I have attempted suicide and I've been hospitalized for it 4 times at this point, and I will probably have hospitalizations in the future too. It's just the way it is for me.
I'm
I've
expecting
never
at
taken
least one
medications for my
hospitalization.
mental health. I have,
Yeah.
and like I said, they give me side effects.
Yeah, we've been talking about it the whole time, so both of us don't check that box. I can afford my medication, correct?
I have Medicaid, so if it wasn't for my Medicaid, I couldn't. But I have Medicaid, so I have never
So,
been told I'm overweight or too skinny. Or the next one is I have never felt overweight or too skinny. I am overweight, but I don't really have a problem with it. So
my family used to always talk about my body and how skinny I was, and um, that they disapproved of it, that they thought I had an eating disorder, that there was something
yeah,
wrong with my eating habits. So definitely for those two questions, I checked them.
yeah. Like I said, I've been underweight, and now I'm a bit fat. But I'm kind of happy with being fat because like I talked about when I was 12, I'd been like seriously underweight, and I'm. It makes me happier to be slightly overweight than to be at all underweight. So I'm just fine with it. Next one, I have never been shamed for my body type.
I've been shamed by my family. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Next one, I consider myself to be physically attractive. I do not.
I do, but then again, this question is so stupid because you could be talking to somebody who is a complete egoist or completely, I know we're not supposed to use this word anymore, but narcissistic personality, or somebody who's literally psychotic, who has rubbed lipstick around their entire face and everything except their lips. They can consider themselves to be physically attractive. Does that make them more privileged?
Exactly. You know? And then, or you could have somebody who's like a 10 out of 10, but they have really low self-esteem.
Or an eating disorder, or body dysmorphia. So
exactly. It's so subjective and so stupid. Next one, I can afford a therapist. Again, I have Medicaid, so they pay for it. If it wasn't for that, no, I couldn't.
And I can, because my parents help me.
Next one is, I've used prescription drugs recreationally. I haven't.
I have, yes. Yes.
So,
what is that? But what does that say? Like, I'm just, what does that have to do with privilege, though?
Fuck if I know. They probably just...
I mean, every class has its drugs. They're just different, you know?
Exactly.
And the context is different. The cost is different. But that's whatever.
Yeah, it's like crack cocaine versus regular cocaine.
Yeah.
Like who's using cocaine. It's just who's using which cocaine.
Yeah.
The next one is, I've never had an addiction. I have.
I have been addicted to television from roughly from 2000, I would say 2007 to 2011. I was definitely addicted to TV. I lived and died for TV.
I have been addicted to alcohol, and now you'd probably say that I'm addicted to video games, but I don't consider it maladaptive, because it's actually been like really, really good for me to be able to, socialize with others and not have to. It helps me not be alone with my brain, which is my worst enemy. So it's not been maladaptive.
Okay.
Next one, I've never been shamed for my religious beliefs.
Now again, it's like shaming. There is direct, well, there's liminal, and then there's, non-said shaming. I did feel like I was shamed for my religious beliefs, but it was my feeling of it. It wasn't direct, very few people come out, and well, that's not true, especially in this climate, but in polite society, okay, people don't generally just come out and shame people for their religious beliefs, in general. That's a huge generalization, but, so I guess technically, I haven't been shamed for my religious beliefs, but I have definitely felt uncomfortable because of them in dominant Christian settings.
I have definitely been shamed for them, because for a while, as you know, I was a hijabi. I've had so many experiences because of that. I think the funniest experience I had because of that was this one woman was just like walking down the street, and I get to be in the distance where she can see me, and she starts screaming, "Jesus!" And I thought about screaming back, "Allahu Akbar."
It's like maybe.
Like, how much do I want to be arrested for this?
Maybe this is supposed to be an interfaith call and response message.
I know, right?
And then I could come out with the Hare Krishnas and be like, Hare Krishna, throw flowers everywhere.
Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare.
It would have been so funny. I was just like, I was, in DC, so I didn't want to cause a scene and get arrested, but at the same time, I so much wanted to just scream back, or just start doing the azan, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah.
She would have been like, oh my god, it's a goddamn freaking one with a voice. It's a dyke bitch queer. It's a fucking black wearing motherfucker Muslim Islam. Get the fuck out of here, you non-American kike.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Next that's one is, I've never been violently threatened for my religious beliefs.
People don't burn pagans anymore, so no.
I have been, and I have also, the next one, been violently attacked for my religious beliefs. Yeah, like I said before, I have had knives pulled on me because of my ethnic and religious background. Yeah, so that's fun. Although, to be fair to the people who did it to me, which is, not something you should ever say, but, like, in fairness, some of the times I did bring it on myself, and it was kind of a suicide by cop kind of thing.
Yeah. Did you have a martyr complex?
Trying to commit suicide by angry people.
well. Did you have a martyr complex? That's very common.
Not so much a martyr complex as I'm just suicidal.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I've been suicidal since I was like 4, and so I have put myself into situations where I have been provoking people and trying to get them to kill me. And it's just so much fun.
Okay, keep it moving. Let's go.
Next one. There's a place of worship for my religion in my town.
No.
No, for me too. Because I am not religious, so there. I've never lied about my ethnicity as self-defense.
I can definitely check that.
I have lied about my ethnicity. Whether it's self-defense or not, I don't really know. But I've definitely lied about my ethnicity.
Okay.
Next one. I have never lied about my religion as self-defense.
I definitely have, but I was forced to. I was a child.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I've definitely done that too. All my jobs have been accommodating of my religious practices.
Yeah, I mean, none of my religious practices have ever been an issue at my job.
Yeah, I've had clients make an issue about it, but I've never had employers make an issue about it.
Mm-hmm.
Next one. I am not nervous in airport security lines. I'm fucking nervous everywhere. I have social anxiety.
Yeah, well, and also, even if you don't, who the fuck is not nervous in those fucking lines?
Right? It's like, it doesn't matter who you are, they might still stick a finger up your butt.
Well, and that, for me, would be a favorable outcome. I'm thinking they're going to open my gigantic suitcase filled with 8 pounds of books and find my Red Army fraction pamphlets and throw me in Guantanamo.
Right. So, yeah, everybody's nervous in airport security lines has them question BuzzFeed. Next one. I have never heard this statement. You have been randomly selected for secondary passport control.
Now, I have not heard that, but I'm white, so.
Question is, do they mean, have you ever heard it directed at you? I've definitely heard it.
Oh, you're right. This is so stupid. So you have to check it, Sophia.
Yeah, I've definitely heard it. I just don't know.
I've never even heard it. Yeah. I've never even heard it, so whatever.
Next one. I have never been called a terrorist. I have been, yes.
Now, my mother equivocated 2005, and I don't think she believed this anymore. This is more than 10 years ago. But she equivocated homosexuality, abortion, pornography, and terrorism as one. Now, I am a homosexual. I was not at the time because I was not sexual at the time. This was before my sexual awakening, which happened. I was a rather late bloomer. So I can't say I've been called a terrorist, no.
Yeah, I have been. Like I said before, I was a hijabi for quite a while. And yeah, I even my parents called me a terrorist at one point. So yeah.
When they were actually the terrorists.
Yes. And that was in the Indian embassy. There was
oh my god!
You look so much like a fucking terrorist.
What the fuck?
I know. Brilliant. Love my parents. Wonderful.
Wonderful human beings. Okay, moving on.
Nobody has ever tried to save me from my religious beliefs.
I can't even get started on this. So.
Yes.
Yes, obviously yes. All the mediums, all of the forms. Yes.
People have tried to save us so many times.
Yes.
Next one. I've never been cyberbullied for any of my identities. I have been, but like we've said before, I am more or less a part of Chan culture, and I live among the bullies, and so it's just like, fuck it.
I've definitely been cyberbullying and bullied. It happened around the election, but the question is, was it for one of my identities or was it for my attitudes? Basically, I was saying I think liberals are completely flying off the handle. I think that they were overreacting to the victory of President Trump. I had people tell me that I was going to be, hanged or lynched because I was homosexual. And that, we're acting like every brown person was going to be fucking deported or sent to a camp. So I was definitely cyberbullied because there were people who said, you're fucking annoying, you don't care, you don't know what it's like, which is so stupid. But I haven't been cyberbullied for my identity. Have I been cyberbullied as responses to things I've said? Yes. So I can't check this box.
Your political ideology and identity.
Yeah, but I don't think, I don't know. But see, I think it's not a matter of ideology as much as it is a matter of, this wasn't because I'm a communist or because I would have voted for a third party if I wasn't accidentally disenfranchised. Or it wasn't because of a label, it was because of a complex statement I had made. So I don't. No one bullies me for being a communist. They bully me because of the things that I say, especially liberals. I only get criticism from the right wing. I only get criticism from the left wing, not the right wing, which is bizarre. But it's this whole KPD SPD thing is perpetuating itself. However many, almost 100 years later. But yeah.
So yes, I have been cyberbullied for my identities. I've been told shit like, tits are GTFO, but like, I don't consider it a big deal. I'm not like traumatized for it.
You don't. You're not like, trigger warnings on 4chan.
Yes, I'm not just a huge baby about it because I know what real life suffering is like.
Exactly, and as long as we do need to wrap up.
You can press a red X to get rid of a situation.
Exactly.
It is real.
Oh my god, I love it. I wish. We might need to have a debrief, another episode where we talk about how we felt about this, but not only is my computer running out of battery, but I have a suicidal girl waiting, and my recorder is at half battery, so we have to get through and plug through to the end.
Next one, I was not bullied as a child for my identities. I was bullied for being a girl, and for being socially awkward, and for lots of other things. So, fuck it, yes, I was.
I mean, I was bullied because I was uncool and because, I was kind of feminine. But that wasn't an identity that I held. That was a tendency in my behaviors.
Well, that's still your identity, though.
But I didn't identify as feminine, though.
Effeminate, yeah. But effeminate is part of your identity.
But at the time, that wasn't my identity. I was just a child, Yeah. So I know that's what they're intending as the question, but their question and that's not an identity of mine. Yeah, I'm a homosexual, but it's not like I was like ass fucking children in the parking lot,
Yeah.
So that question technically I wouldn't say that, and it's not like dork could be an identity either. Really, I mean I didn't have that as one of my identities, even though I was kind of dorky,
Yeah. Next one, I've never tried to distance myself from any of my identities.
Which is such a bizarre question, which we can talk about if we do a debrief, which I think we should of this. Which also we should delve into the comments, because I just saw a little bit of them, and it's like, oh my fucking god. It's disgusting, and I don't even want to go to the swamp, but I think we should maybe pick out the most ridiculous comments and read them.
Yeah.
So I've never tried to distance myself from any of my identities. I have not. No.
I have. I've lied about my identities.
Well,
before.
I've tried to make myself seem less radical, and oftentimes I've tried to accommodate myself to the political system. But the thing is, that's not necessarily distancing myself from an identity. Well, I guess it is. Okay, I'm gonna check that so I can go in.
Next one. I have never been self-conscious about my identities. Yes, I definitely have.
Oh, I absolutely have been. And yet that doesn't stop me from blah, 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 blah.
And have you ever questioned your identities?
Of course,
yes.
Absolutely. All of them.
Yes. I feel privileged because of the identity that I was born with. And again, this is another so subjective and stupid one.
Well, it's like this quiz makes me feel that way. Because I'm a man and I'm white.
Yeah, I don't feel privileged, but again, that's very, very subjective, you know?
And I feel like even that question can induce the feeling, and I don't know. Okay, so are we both ready to check our privilege?
Yes.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Go.
Okay.
I got 12 out of 100.
Oh my god! Okay, do you want to read your little text there?
You're underprivileged. The world is not a fair or ideal place, and you know that because you grew up with several identities that the world is not kind to.
You're reading it in the perfect cadence.
You had a lot of challenges to overcome simply to get on a level playing field with most people in the world. It's not your job to educate the world about injustices.
Tell that to some of these people.
If you choose to, go ahead and send them this quiz. Hopefully it'll help.
Okay, I got you live with 41 out of 100 points of privilege. You're not privileged. You're not privileged at all, which again is wrong because there are some very true ways in which I am privileged. I have my parents subsidizing me, which with my meager income, I wouldn't be able to get by without that. So I am privileged. In some ways.
It's so relative. You know, like, I have a refrigerator with food in it. That is privilege compared to most of the world's population.
Yeah. Well, and also, like, I didn't have a toaster until this week.
Oh, you're so underprivileged.
I know. And it's like I didn't even, the whole thing's so stupid. Okay, let me just, you're not privileged at all. You grew up with an intersectional, complicated identity. Well, that's true. And life never let you forget it. Well,
no, you never let me forget it, you identity zealot.
Exactly. But and at times, there were times where I just didn't care. Okay, when I was 12.